הנרחב לכאורה.
Free Palestine!
We will win!
Free Palestine!
For decades, the story of Palestine has been told through a carefully curated lens. Mainstream media, with its own biases and political pressures, has often presented a narrative that silences Palestinian voices. But since October 7th, 2023, that has begun to change. In the face of a devastating genocide in Gaza, a new generation of journalists, activists, and ordinary citizens have taken to social media, armed with nothing more than their phones and an unyielding determination to show the world the truth. This is the story of how the genocide in Gaza has transformed social media, and how social media in turn has become a powerful weapon in the fight for Palestinian liberation. For decades, mainstream media has shaped how we see Israel and Palestine. Outlets like the BBC, New York Times, and Washington Post have been criticized for prioritizing Israeli narratives, often reducing Palestinians to statistics or framing the conflict as a symmetrical war between two equal sides. According to an Intercept analysis from January 2024, major US networks like CNN and MSNBC skewed coverage towards Israeli perspectives, underreporting Palestinian civilian casualties and sidelining their stories. This isn't just bias, it's gatekeeping. And what's the reason, you may ask? Political restrictions, limited access to Gaza, and reliance on Israeli military embeds have constrained journalists. Israel's strict controls, upheld by its Supreme Court in January 2024, required foreign reporters to submit footage for pre-broadcast review. The result? A sanitized version of the war, where Palestinian suffering is often downplayed or dehumanized. But where mainstream media has failed, social media has stepped in. Enter Mu'taz Azaizeh, Hind Khudari, and Saleh al-Jafarawi, ordinary Palestinians turned global voices. Mu'taz, a photographer, amassed a following of 16.5 million followers by documenting Gaza's destruction in real time. Hind Khudari, a freelance journalist, gained over 1 million followers with her raw personal accounts of loss. Saleh al-Jafarawi, despite Israel's constant smear campaigns, became a symbol of grassroots reporting. They have become the world's eyes and ears in Gaza, providing a raw, unfiltered look at the horrors of the genocide. These citizen journalists don't just report, they humanize. Unlike polished news segments, their posts are unfiltered, immediate, and undeniable. They are not just journalists, they are survivors sharing their truth. Palestinian resistance, however, is no longer a regional fight. It is a global movement, and social media has been instrumental in its growth. Since October 2023, Israel's campaign hasn't just targeted Gaza's people, it has targeted information itself. The Israeli occupation has killed 274 journalists since the start of the genocide, making Gaza the deadliest place for reporters. To add insult to injury, Israel has systematically imposed media blackouts, cutting electricity and bombing telecom towers. The intent was clear: silence Gaza. However, Israel's media blackout has forced Gazans to find creative ways to stay connected. This is where social media becomes a lifeline. Palestinians in Gaza aren't the only ones who are using these platforms. People from all over the world have joined the fight, using their own social media accounts to amplify Palestinian voices and spread awareness. With cell towers destroyed and internet cut off, Gazans faced an information blackout. Enter campaigns like eSIMs for Gaza, pioneered by Egyptian journalist Mirna El-Hilbawi. By December 2023, 200,000 Gazans, which is 10% of the population, gained internet access through eSIMs, allowing journalists to keep reporting. Crowdfunding efforts have also surged, raising funds for food, water, and medical aid. Also, social media platforms have become battlegrounds for awareness. According to the Washington Post, on Instagram, hashtag Free Palestine appears on 6 million posts, 26 times more than hashtag Stand With Israel. On Facebook, it's 11 million posts, 39 times more than pro-Israel posts. These numbers show a tidal wave of support for Palestine, driven by ordinary users amplifying Gaza's voices. And social media isn't just about the present, it's reviving the past. Old lectures by scholars like Edward Said, who critiqued Western narratives of Palestine, and Ilan Pape, who exposed Israel's ethnic cleansing, are going viral on TikTok and other social media platforms. Dr. Norman Finkelstein's fiery debates on Gaza are being reshared, proving the Palestinian struggle isn't new, it was just gatekept. Social media has also become a powerful tool for education and accountability. For years, many have used the excuse of not being educated enough to remain neutral on the issue of Palestine. But in the age of social media, that excuse is no longer valid. With a wealth of information available at our fingertips, from Wikipedia articles and regional news outlets to infographics and scholarly lectures, there is no reason to remain ignorant. This newfound accessibility of information has led to a powerful shift in public opinion. People are no longer willing to accept the passive, biased narratives of the mainstream media. They are demanding accountability from news outlets like the BBC, New York Times, Washington Post, and the Wall Street Journal, calling them out for their dehumanizing language and their failure to report the truth. Online communities now fact-check headlines in real time, calling out euphemisms like clashes or conflict, when in reality Palestinians are being massacred by the Israeli occupation. They are being ethnically cleansed. This demand for accountability extends to celebrities and other public figures as well. Celebrities are no longer immune. In the past, many celebrities have remained silent on the issue of Palestine, fearing backlash from their fans or their employers. But that silence was no longer acceptable. The Blackout 2024 movement was a digital boycott targeting celebrities who ignored Gaza or openly supported Israel. Followers unfollowed celebrities like Taylor Swift, Harry Styles, Zendaya, Justin Bieber, and many more en masse, hitting stars where it hurt: their engagement numbers. The Blackout movement didn't emerge out of nowhere. It was sparked on May 6, 2024, during the Met Gala, the annual fashion spectacle where a ticket costs $75,000. That night, as celebrities walked the red carpet in extravagant gowns, the contrast with Gaza could not have been sharper. Online users compared the event to the Hunger Games, calling it a charade of excess, while Palestinians faced displacement, starvation, and bombardment. For many, it symbolized everything wrong with celebrity culture: disconnected, tone-deaf, and complicit in silence. The timing only heightened the outrage. The Met Gala coincided with protests on US university campuses, with demonstrations outside the Met itself, and Israel's assault on Rafah. On the very same day, Macklemore released his song Hind's Hall, directly criticizing the music industry for staying quiet. This shift in the digital landscape has not gone unnoticed by those in power. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has admitted that his country is struggling to connect with younger generations and is not winning the propaganda war.
No, I think that we've not been winning it, to put it mildly. Among other things, the algorithms of the social network that are driving a lot of everything else.
If you're telling me that there's work to be done on Gen Z and across the West, yes.
He has blamed the algorithms of the social network for this failure. Also, at a McCain Institute forum, former U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken acknowledged that the way the Gaza war has played out on social media has dominated the narrative. In the same forum, Senator Mitt Romney agreed, noting the disproportionately pro-Palestinian content on TikTok, and said that this was a key reason for the recent legislation to ban the app in the United States. The content being widespread isn't just educational, it's legal evidence. In South Africa's 2024 International Court of Justice case against Israel, social media posts were cited as proof of war crimes, including videos of Israeli soldiers abusing Palestinians. These raw, unfiltered testimonies are reshaping global perceptions and holding power accountable. But the digital battlefield has dangers. Websites like Canary Mission catalog pro-Palestine activists, exposing them to harassment or job loss. Since 2023, online doxing has exploded. The shadowy website has been used by the US Department of Homeland Security to investigate and deport foreign nationals. Activists face visa cancellations, arrests, and intimidation. In 2025, the Trump administration used Canary Mission to target foreign students like Mahmoud Khalil. Also, these doxing campaigns have given power to state surveillance. AI tools scan protest footage to identify faces and keep tabs on civilians. In response, activists have created a reverse Canary Mission. Reverse Canary Mission was created as a way to counter the racist and dehumanizing site that is Canary Mission, tracking anti-Palestinian, pro-Zionist actions and statements by individuals. From blackouts to hashtags, from eSIM campaigns to global boycotts, the Palestinian struggle is no longer confined to one geography. It's shared, reposted, and remembered across millions of screens. Mainstream media can no longer monopolize the story. Palestinians are telling it themselves in real time, and the world is listening. The story of Gaza is a story that is still being written, a story that we are all a part of. And as we move forward, we must ask ourselves, what is our role in this new digital age? Will we be passive consumers of information, or will we be active participants in the fight for justice and liberation? The choice is ours.